And welcome, sports fans, to today's roundtable. And glad you joined us today for a roundtable where after week 7 now in high school football, so we're into the last half of the regular season in high school football, and coming down to the end of some other fall sports, which we'll be talking about over the next few weeks. We've got a few softball games to report on, some district finals in the area, so the state tournament play will be taking place in the next week or so in high school softball. So we'll be talking about that over the next few weeks, and volleyball will be wrapping up soon and getting into district and state tournament play as well. So starting to get into the last half of the fall sports season here in southeast Missouri and northeast Arkansas. So glad you joined us this morning, and be sure to tune in each morning live at 10 a.m. Every Saturday, and replayed at 4 and 8:30 on Saturday and through the next early part of the next week, and always uploaded to SEMOsportzone.com and also YHCTV.com. And we're going to go over some scores from last night, so we'll go ahead and take a look at some of those. And in a game that we were down for last night, it was Portageville and East Prairie, and Portageville put a big number on East Prairie, 53-0, big shutout for the Bulldogs, and they got off to a great start. It was a 46-0 lead at halftime, I believe it was. So that game was put away pretty early there in the first half in that matchup. Portageville coming away with a sizable, handily victory over East Prairie. And in other games from last night, Dexter with a big win in the SEMO Conference. I think it's the Central Division they play in, and both of those teams, and Dexter coming away with a win, 27-26. And what a game this was last night over in Charleston. Dexter was down 26-7 in the second half. It was 20-7. Halftime score, Charleston over Dexter, and Charleston scored early on in the third quarter, and to make it 26-7. And at that point, it was all Dexter Bearcats. They stormed back and scored 3 unanswered touchdowns, and it was a late extra point. It was 26-20, and with a touchdown, and capping off with an extra point by Michaela Waldner to give the Dexter the lead and the eventual victory. They still had some time on the clock. Charleston went down the field and were driving quite well, and then an interception late in that game by Noah Kronk put that victory away for the Dexter Bearcats. And a big win for Dexter, a road conference game. And Dexter struggled this year. They've shown some struggles in the year, but to come back from a 3-touchdown deficit to win that game last night on the road, very impressive by those Dexter Bearcats. And they're certainly improving over the last few weeks, and getting a win on the road is big for them, and they got some games they'll be looking forward to in the next coming weeks on their schedule. So impressive game there in Charleston last night. And in other games, Cape Central over Sikeston, big rivalry game here in southeast Missouri, and Cape Central coming away with that victory, 29-17. Sikeston got out to a lead early on, but in the second half it was all Cape Central coming away with that victory. So a big win for Cape Central. Really helps out when it comes to the seedings come in here at the end of the year in Class 4. They'll certainly have the edge on Sikeston coming down to the end of the year if the points work out in their favor, but a head-to-head win certainly will help them in that Class 4 seeding. So we'll see how that plays out in the next few weeks. Also, we have Chaffee over Malden, and this was a big matchup for the SEMO South Conference, and Chaffee defeated Malden 28-18. And Malden coming up a little short. This was a big game to look forward to. Malden, one of the better Class 2 teams in the area, and Chaffee, one of the better Class 1 schools. And they met last night, and Chaffee pulled away that victory up there in Chaffee. And in other games, Crothersville over Kennett 62-25, and Crothersville just mowing over the competition here of late. And it seems like they've scored 60 about 2 or 3 times this year, and no problem with the Kennett Indians last night. Darrell Monroe having a few big scores, one from 70 yards out, and their offense is just too much for their SEMO conference opponents so far this year. And also we have Poplar Bluff over Farmington, 37-7. Sizable victory there for the Mules, and that's one improving team. They've had a good season so far. Dominant victory over those Farmington Knights last night. Also, we have Hayti over Scott City. And sizable victory there for Hayti, 39-20 over Scott City. And also we have Jackson over Battle out of Columbia, 48-19. And Jackson pretty much the runaway number one team in Southeast Missouri. A dominant victory over Sykeston last week, 49-0. And a big team out of Battle, or out of Columbia in Battle. No problem with the Jackson Indians in that victory last night. And certainly seeing Jackson starting to kind of make their case of being in that top 10 poll in the state of Missouri for Class 5, and we'll get to those rankings in a moment. But Jackson looking awfully good on both sides of the ball so far this year. And also we have St. Pius over St. Vincent, 26-13. And Park Hill Central dominant over Perryville, 41-0. And Valley Catholic over New Madrid County Central, no problem, 48-14. And down in Arkansas, Osceola over Piggott, 44-29. 3A3 conference game there in Osceola last night. And those are the football games from last night. And also we got some high school softball scores. We had some district championships that took place yesterday, and in Class 1 District 1 finals, it was Oran over Naylor, 8-1. Oran advances to the Class 1 state tournament in softball, so we'll be keeping up with that state tournament getting underway this next week. So look forward to Oran Eagles making a run in the Class 1 state tournament, and also in Class 2 District 1 championship, Kelly over St. Vincent, handily 11-1. So Kelly will advance in Class 2 in that state tournament. And the fall season is the sanctioned season for high school softball. So they'll have district and state tournament play in the fall. And in the spring they have softball as well, but it's only exhibition play in the spring. So if you're going for a state title, you got to play in the fall. And we'll be certainly keeping up with the softball teams heading into the state tournament this fall. And a little programming update on the Portageville and East Prairie game that will replay Sunday at 7 p.m. and Tuesday night at 6:30. And we'll also have that uploaded to SEMOsportzone.com over the weekend. So you can check that out online on demand anytime, or wait to see it right here on YHC. Sunday at 7 and Tuesday at 6:30. So look forward to that game. Dominant victory by the Portageville Bulldogs. And we'll take a break and be back with some state and local rankings coming up.
Welcome to NFL Total Access,
the show that takes you inside the locker room and down on the field. With inside access to all 32 teams all year long. NFL Total Access, Monday through Saturday, only on NFL Network.
NFL Network, where football season never ends.
I'm married, I have a child, and my someday was when my job got shipped to Mexico. So I took charge and went to Three Rivers College. It opened doors I couldn't imagine. Better job, better pay. My certification in green diesel technology at Three Rivers took less than 2 years. Didn't cost a lot either. My future's never looked greener. Three Rivers College. Turn your someday into graduation day.
Take your first step toward a stronger, more fulfilling career. Make your someday today. Enroll now at Three Rivers College.
First Midwest Bank Gold Club offers special privileges for our friends who are age 50 or better and have combined deposits of $5,000. Members enjoy trips, cruises, seminars, and picnics along with free personalized bank services. Upcoming trips include Journey Through the Holy Land, Yellowstone in winter, Classic Ireland, and Hawaiian Paradise Cruise. Stop by any First Midwest Bank location to sign up for the Gold Club. It's absolutely free. First Midwest Bank, providing common sense financial solutions every day.
It's the small things in life that you tend to appreciate. The quality of care at SEMO Health Network is no different. They focus on the small details with healthcare that make you feel good, so you can get back to enjoying the small things in no time. They have so many ways to take care of you with 8 locations serving rural communities in need of medical care, including dental facilities and an in-house laboratory.
You'll feel good about this. SEMO Health Network. I want to stay connected to you. I like the way you do what you do. Alright, okay, you're fine.
Call Audubell Hearing Center at 1-800-499-8786 or visit one of our locations in Dexter and Poplar Bluff, Missouri today.
And now let's take a look at some college football games taking place today over this weekend. And we've got 25th ranked Missouri. Missouri's cracking into that top 25 for this week, and they got a big test in the SEC Conference today at 7th ranked Georgia. Big game for those Missouri Tigers. Certainly their toughest test of the year so far. 12th ranked Oklahoma at Texas, and that Red River rivalry between those two schools today. Pittsburgh at 24th ranked Virginia Tech. 14th ranked South Carolina at Arkansas in the SEC. And staying in the SEC, 17th ranked Florida at 10th ranked LSU. 19th ranked Northwestern at Wisconsin. 2nd ranked Oregon at 16th ranked Washington. Big Pac-12 matchup there today. 9th ranked Texas A&M at Ole Miss in the SEC. And our local teams here, Idaho at Arkansas State and Murray State at SEMO. Those are the college football games to look forward to this weekend. And for tomorrow, starting tomorrow in NFL football, the Lions at the Browns, Raiders at the Chiefs. And it's an AFC West matchup there. And AFC West, certainly more than we anticipated coming into this year. The Chiefs undefeated at 5-0, and of course the Broncos are 5-0. And the Raiders, one of those teams that's making some noise. They defeated the Chargers last week. Last week they defeated the Chargers, an impressive victory there. So the Raiders not looking too bad. Terrell Pryor, their quarterback, it's only been in the league 2 years now, doing quite well so far. Panthers at the Vikings, and a tough story there certainly with the Vikings. Adrian Peterson, that all-pro running back, he really has an ordeal in his family. His 2-year-old son was killed. I believe it was yesterday that his son was killed due to I believe the story is there was a gentleman living with the mother of his child, and form of abuse ended up in the killing of his own child, his own 2-year-old son. So he's certainly going to be having a heavy heart if he plays. I'm not sure he was planning on playing, but that was, I think, before it ended up resulting in his child's death. So I'm not sure he's going to be playing this weekend or not, but certainly a tough story there for Adrian Peterson. Also, the Steelers at the Jets, and the Jets making some noise. 3-2 on the year, and Steelers still haven't won yet, standing at 0-5. So the Jets looking pretty good so far this year. Have a chance to extend their record to 4-2. Packers at the Ravens, Rams at the Texans, the Jaguars at the Broncos, and big anticipation in that game just because of the point spread. I think the point spread for that game is at 26.5, and it started at 28 earlier this week, and that's the biggest point spread of any game, any regular season or any game in NFL history. And basically the anticipation is if the Broncos can actually cover that spread. So undefeated Broncos going up against the winless Jacksonville Jaguars in Denver later on today. The Saints at the Patriots, a big matchup there between those two teams. Redskins at the Cowboys for Sunday Night Football, and Monday Night Football is the Colts at the Chargers. Look forward to those games in NFL football over the weekend. And the Cardinals pulled out a Game 1 victory last night, and they're going to go into Game 2 this afternoon. And got a clutch hit in the 13th inning. Walk-off hit by Carlos Beltran, knocking in the run to secure the victory for the Cardinals in the 13th inning. And what a game that was for Game 1 last night. And Game 2 will be today at 3 o'clock, and that'll be shown on TBS. I'm actually making the trip up today to see that game. Hopefully they can pull out Game 2 later on today in St. Louis. So we'll be looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And that National League Championship Series. And the American League Championship Series gets underway today as well, probably tonight, between the Boston Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers here on Saturday. And that's pretty much all we've got for your show today, and we appreciate you for tuning in as always. We look forward to having you back with us the next few roundtables. We're going to have some guests lined up for the next few roundtables. Hopefully you'll join us. We'll have some coaches in and some sports writers and other commentators come in and talk about the last few weeks here of football season wrapping up, and also into the softball and the volleyball as they enter in district and state tournament play. We'll be talking about those. So be sure to tune in live each Saturday at 10 a.m. here on YHC, and as well as SEMOsportzone.com. And be sure to tune in, and you can catch it online as well, on demand, SEMOsportzone.com, each roundtable episode. So glad you joined us here today, and we'll look forward to having you back with us. And until then, I'm Tyler Wagner. Have a good one.